Hi everyone and welcome back to week 15 of the 2013 NFL season. I had a great week last week, 7-1 with my picks, including 4-0 against the spread. I've only missed 2 ATS picks in the last 4 weeks. I've had a couple of pushes. In the meantime, I've taken a lot of the man's money. It's been a lot of fun doing that. Let's do it again. Here are the picks. The first game we're going to look at has Arizona going to Tennessee, where the Titans are 2.5-point dogs at home. Arizona's won 5 of their last 6 games. Their only loss is against the red-hot Philadelphia Eagles in Philadelphia. They're only 2-4 on the road, but their losses have come against pretty tough teams. Week 1 was a division game. Then they've lost in New Orleans, in San Francisco, and that game in Philadelphia. Meanwhile, the Titans have only won 2 of their last 9 games since Fitzpatrick took over at quarterback, and both of those wins were on the road. This is a must game for Arizona, as they need to win this game to keep up with the wild card spot in the NFC. So it's a small price to pay. Let's lay the points and take Arizona minus 2.5. The second game we're going to look at has Philadelphia going to Minnesota to take on my Vikings, who are 4.5-point dogs at home. I mentioned how hot Philadelphia is. In their last 5 games since Foles took over, they have outscored their opposition 158-90. In other words, they've been outscoring their opponents by about 14.5 points a game. Minnesota, we've lost Adrian Peterson, our great running back, our best player, and the backup, Toby Gerhardt, has a sore hamstring. I don't know how effective he'll be. The Eagles are one of the best teams in giving up the ball in turnovers. They're +9. Meanwhile, the Vikings are -7 here. You saw what Philadelphia did last week. They came back from a 14-point deficit to win by double digits over Detroit, a better team than Minnesota. And 2 of the 3 touchdowns that Detroit got, well, one of them was on a punt return and one was on a kickoff return. Remember how bad the conditions were. Minnesota made a game of it at the end, and maybe that's why the line is so low. But the truth is, they gave up the lead 3 times in the last 2.5 minutes. This is a low price to pay. So lay the points and take Philadelphia minus 4.5. The third game we're going to look at has Buffalo going to Jacksonville. Jaguars, once again, are dogs by 2 at home, despite the fact that Buffalo's only won 1 game on the road, and that was with Thad Lewis. And they have E.J. Manuel at quarterback, and rookies don't do very well on the road. You saw what happened last week. The Bills got smoked in Tampa Bay, a very comparable team to Jacksonville right now. They got beat 27-6 or something like that. Jacksonville's been playing really well. They won 4 of their last 5. They're coming off the Thursday game as well, so they get a little bit of extra rest. Quarterback Chad Henne is playing for his NFL career, if you want my opinion, and he's playing very well. Maybe Jacksonville won't have to burn a high pick to draft another quarterback, and they're also playing very well for head coach Gus Bradley. I think the wrong team is getting the points here, so let's take Jacksonville +2. And the fourth game we're going to look at has the New York Jets going to Carolina. That line is Carolina -11. Again, another rookie quarterback on the road. In the last 3 games that the Jets have played on the road, they've been outscored 105-26. That's like 35-9, something like that. Carolina has the best defense, and the rookie quarterbacks struggle against good defenses, especially when they're on the road. They've only lost 1 home game. That was week 1 against Seattle. Everyone loses to Seattle. And in the 5 games since, they've outscored their opponents 153-51. I don't think this game will be very close. Let's lay the points and take Carolina -11. Hey everyone, it's Gio with a quick reminder. Make sure you nominate your favorite videos for the upcoming 3rd annual Gio Knows Awards show. The 5 categories are right here. You can leave your nominations in the comment section below or send me a personal message. It's our way of thanking all of you who make these wonderful videos and help all of us take the man's money, and also for all of you who watch the videos and comment on them. We appreciate it so much. Thank you from all of us. Okay, here are my 4 over-under plays. The first game we're going to look at is one I talked about earlier. Arizona is at Tennessee. That number is 41.5. This is a non-conference game, and so far, by my count, non-conference games have gone over 44-14 for about 76%. As a matter of fact, all 3 of the non-conference games that Arizona has played have gone over, and 2 of the 3 that Tennessee has played have gone over. They both average more points than the total, which is 41.5. Arizona averages 43 points in their games, and Tennessee 47. So let's take over 41.5. The second game we're going to look at is another non-conference game. Chicago goes to Cleveland, where that number is 45. Again, Chicago, 3 of their non-conference games over, and Cleveland, 2 of the 3 have gone over. They're both on nice overruns. Chicago 9-4 and Cleveland 8-5. 5 of the last 6 games that Cleveland has played have gone over. Everyone talks about Cleveland's defense. I don't see it. They've really underachieved, and Chicago has a terrible defense. The Bears are averaging the second most amount of points in their games, second only to Denver. There's an average of 56 points a game scored in the Bears game. So let's take over the 45. The third game we're going to look at has Houston going to Indianapolis. That number is 45.5. Again, both of these teams playing over 9-4 for Houston and 8-5 for Indianapolis. Both of these teams are 5-1 over since they each had their bye week. They had the bye, then they played each other, and it went over. I believe there was 51 points scored in that game, and they've gone 5-1 over, both of them, since that game. The Houston's allowing something like 28 points a game defensively. Not very good defense. So let's take over the number. Let's take over 45.5. And the fourth game we're going to look at has the New England Patriots going to Miami, where the number is 45.5. The key here is that Rob Gronkowski is out for the New England Patriots, and he's the red zone guy for New England. I'll put it into perspective. 5 of the 7 games that New England played before Gronkowski came back from his injury went under. Since he came back, 4 of 5 went over. And Miami, meanwhile, have only played 1 game over in their last 7 games. They played earlier, I think it was week 7. It was the last game before Gronkowski came back. It was a 27-17, which went under the total. The games that they played last year, both of them went under. So let's take under the 45.5. Let me just step to the side, and I'll have my straight up plays scroll to my right-hand side. The first game is the Thursday nighter. That's tonight. I'm making this video on Thursday. Denver should have no problem taking out San Diego. Upset number 1, I kind of like Washington over Atlanta with the change in quarterback. San Francisco should beat Tampa Bay. Arizona, a game I talked about twice, should take care of Tennessee. New Orleans over St. Louis, I like. Seattle, no problem over the New York Giants. Chicago over Cleveland. Indianapolis over Houston. I don't love that game, but I will take Indy. Upset number 2, a game I talked about, has Jacksonville beating Buffalo. And upset number 3, I like Miami over the New England Patriots. Then a game I talked about, Philadelphia over Minnesota. Carolina should beat the Jets, a game I talked about. Kansas City should take care of Oakland. Dallas will win over Green Bay. Cincinnati should squeak one out over Pittsburgh. And the Monday nighter, Detroit should take care of Baltimore. And those are my straight-up picks. Okay, so those are my picks for this week. Good luck to you. Don't forget to visit my website, geoknows.com, and make sure you subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up and leave us a comment in the section below, and make sure you nominate your favorite videos for the upcoming Geo Knows Awards show. Okay, for the Geo Knows YouTube channel, I am Geo. Well, let's take the man's money.